Here is our player, Mr. David Speece, a Board of Supervisor member who is in his third year as a supervisor. But at this time, in 2019, you will see a video shortly, 39 seconds long, where I ask him why the public was not informed about the over $1 million loss to the police pension fund. And you'll see he'll claim that there was no loss. And I talked about it. They cut me off really short on this. But Mr. Speece was also a member of the police pension fund board. So he should have been intimately knowledgeable about this loss. And I'm showing you this for two reasons or more. And one of the reasons, of course, is that we did lose $1 million and no one bothered to discuss it publicly to the people of Exeter Township. And secondly, you'll hear Mr. Speece in the video claim very clearly that there was no $1 million loss. And that's, as you will see from the documents that I present, it shows us that he was completely wrong. So did he forget? Did he lie to us? Remember that he was part of the pension board fund, so he should have been very well aware of the situation. When were you going to tell us about the $1 million that you lost in the police pension fund? When were you going to tell us about that?
I don't think there was anything lost in the police pension fund. It's invested in a 65-35 multi-quarterly. It can go down year to year, but it is up.
Well, then you should look at the 2018 audit report from our auditor.
The fund
lost $1 million. It's on my website. You can even look at it.
It's returned over 6%. Over 6% over a 15-year period annually.
1 year. And here you'll see this is the cover of the 2018 annual financial audit report for December 31st, the year ended 2018. And this is just to show you where the next slide comes from. We'll go right into that. This slide shows us the changes in the net pension liability for 2018. And you'll notice if you follow the arrows, where the loss is, very clearly over $1,073,000. And I'll briefly describe what's going on here. Little fireworks for such a big loss. Column number 1 is essentially the calculation of our total pension liability. This is the money that we must set aside for the police department, the policemen, and perhaps other employees in there, to cover their current liability, their retirement. And it's $20,247,389. And column number 2 is showing us what we actually have in there. Well, money that we've put in to cover the $20 million. So we have $17,924,125. Now this is, of course, it incorporates the $1 million loss. As you can see, it's circled there. Column number 3 is our unfunded pension liability. It's column 1 minus column 2. Very simple. And you can see that our unfunded liability is $2,323,264. This unfunded liability is 11% of the $20 million in column number 1. And if you look at the percentage of the $1 million loss, that's 5%. So just under 1/2 of the unfunded liability is due to the $1 million loss. Now, you heard the video. I encourage you to go back and listen to it again and make sure you've heard what I've heard. But I asked why they never told the public about the over $1 million loss in the police pension fund. And you will hear Mr. Speece very clearly say there is no loss. Well, here it is in black and white. It's a $1 million loss. Now, I don't know why he would say this. He's on the police pension board. So if anyone was aware of this $1 million loss, it would be him. And it's not an insignificant loss. I mean, I wouldn't forget losing $1 million, would you? So the total unfunded liability in column 3 of over $2.3 million is about 11% of our total pension liability. And that $1 million loss is equal to about 5% of the pension liability. So just about half of our unfunded liability comes from this loss. And yet the Board of Supervisors never discussed it. You never hear anything about it. When I ask the question, you can see how animated they get. Mr. Speece sat on the board for 2 years and was almost as quiet as a church mouse, only speaking up when something threatened his beloved golf course. But in this case, he spoke up and he misspoke. Did he not know about the $1 million loss, or did he lie to me? You know, I think it goes to you to decide how you feel about this. So this is the presentation. I've shown you the facts that contradict the reality that the Board of Supervisors try to present to us. And it's only the top of the whole mess that's going on here. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Love to hear back from your feelings about it and any comments. Thank you very much.